I should tell you, when I was visiting my grandma, we were sitting at the kitchen table and she was talking about a guy that she doesn't care for. And it was funny because like she still censors herself pretty well. And so she goes, she's like, he's such a smart, pauses a second, bottom. So
So instead of
funny.
smart ass, she said smart bottom.
It was so cute.
He's such
It
a
was
smart
funny.
ass
Bottom.
bottom.
It was really funny.
That's a
It was
cute
funny.
story.
Yeah.
My nana calls me like a smart A
Close.
or like
Yeah.
special A or instead of ass. I don't know what special ass means,
I've
but
never heard
yeah,
that.
she's a special A.
Interesting. Okay.
Uh-huh. It's meant as it's not a compliment. It's meant as
No.
an insult.
Welcome to the Foolish Wanderers podcast.
Why must I be surrounded by fools?
Welcome, Wanderer.
Hey, Wanderers! Welcome back to the Foolish Wanderers podcast, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Today, we're talking about some strange legends from Wisconsin, phantom chickens, giants of Wisconsin, and the vampire of Mineral Point. Before we get started, we like to plug all of our social medias. So please, if you have any suggestions for future podcasts, if you want to send in some feedback, if you want advice, anything like that, email us at fwplisteners@gmail.com. Check out our Instagram at Foolish Wanderers Podcast, and check out our YouTube channel. You can listen to our podcast on YouTube as well at Foolish Wanderers Podcast. Anything else?
Nope.
Good?
I think that's good.
Think that's good? All right.
Yep. Like, subscribe, comment,
follow us on Instagram.
share it with a friend.
Share it with 10 friends.
10 friends is better. 100
10
friends.
friends. 100 friends. Oh, do you have 100? I don't have 100 friends.
I don't have 100 friends either. I think maybe I have 25.
That's still more than close friends. I'm sure friends technically, yeah, but close friends I have 10. So.
You have 10 close friends?
Well, let me count. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think it's 4 because it stopped. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, you're in your mid-20s after college and you have 10 close friends? Holy mackerel. That's impressive.
Yeah. So
it seems like you have 4. Because you stopped at 4. So we're going to say she has 4.
Yeah. If I don't include my family, yeah.
You can't, because you just called them your family. You didn't call them close friends.
That's true. Yeah.
So, yep.
So 4.
You got 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
That's impressive still. That's like...
Yeah.
I was like, man, 10 close friends after you're in your mid-20s? Oh my gosh.
Isn't that kind of sad? After you,
No, just wait until you're 40. You'll probably have 3. You'll have one less than what you just had.
That's not that bad. Let's be honest. If I have 3 good friends at 40 they still hang out with, that's
really good. That's above impressive. Average.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you get old, you just hate everybody. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know. I think you have to be a very special, very kind person not to hate or not to be angry at the world at that point.
I don't know. Join a bowling league. I don't know. Do they still have bowling leagues?
Yeah, some high schools actually have it as a sport. I don't think we have any where I grew up. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I think there was one, but it just was not very popular because our bowling alley was in the next town over, so we had to travel to go to it. I think it's becoming more popular again. So, but it used to be really old, kind of like a pizza shop. It wasn't much to it, but we used to go play bowling. In middle school, because we had middle school in the next town over. We used to walk down to the bowling alley and have bowling alley for Fayed.
What's bowling alley for fun? Oh. We have bowling?
We have bowling, yeah.
We have bowling alley for gym today.
That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. We went down to the bowling alley and
for a gym unit.
And bowled, for a gym unit. Yeah.
I think we did that in high school too. I'm not sure though.
That was one of the fun parts because we got to leave the school for a while, and then we could buy candy. It's candy in the middle of school.
Could you not buy candy at school regardless?
Not in middle school, no. Oh. We couldn't eat in class. I don't think we could even have gum.
Wow.
But yeah.
Your school's really sounds like a horrible place. Couldn't even have gum.
Fine. I think in high school you could have gum, but I think they kind of cut down too, because I think once like that health thing went into effect, like with
What
Michelle
health
Obama,
thing?
like when Michelle Obama kind of like was like pushing for like healthier food in schools, like we lost our vending machines, and
Yeah,
then like,
that's
which
right.
I
Our
mean, like,
chips turned like to crap. They got rid of chips. They've had a bunch of healthy snacks, and ugh. They got rid of
yeah,
pop or soda, however you want to say it. Carbonated
yeah.
drinks, basically.
Mhm.
Energy drinks. It was just like water and vitamin water. Wow, yeah. Instead of water, you could have vitamin water.
I think we
Wow.
still have that water. But yeah, we used to one of the lunch ladies that used to work at our high school, she'd make these delicious like chocolate chip cookies
Hmm.
that she'd make them for like special events and stuff. We couldn't have those anymore. And she made homemade dinner rolls. So good.
Oh, that'd be so
We couldn't
good.
have those anymore. And we couldn't have
Ooh,
like we used to have chicken fajita salad. It was so good. Again, couldn't have it because it wasn't
too
within
fattening or whatever they say.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
That sucks. A hot roll is something I would love to have in my mouth.
it was so good. We had them in middle school and then in high school, like the first 2 years of high school. Yeah, I miss that.
Hot roll.
Hot rolls. You dip them in ranch.
Ew,
It's so
butter.
good.
No,
No, you
butter.
need ranch.
Butter. You just put some
That's.
butter or some jam on it, and that's it.
I still eat like
Ju-
Hawaiian rolls with ranch. It's so good. I like
no,
hard
that
rolls.
stop. That's disgust though. That's just
It's
something.
so
That's
good.
disgusting.
No.
You eat a King's Hawaiian roll with ranch.
Yes.
Oh my lord.
I got taught this. It's actually really good. I like it.
Nope. I would never. That's what's next? You gonna have like French toast sticks with some ranch?
No, I don't like cinnamon and ranch.
Have you tried it?
No,
It's how do you know you don't like it?
fair enough.
Hmm.
Maybe I'd like it. But then you make fun of me for that too.
Yep. I would add it. I would definitely. Let's talk about chickens.
Chickens. All right.
Hmm.
Look at all those chickens.
Oh yeah,
Remember that Vine?
you're
That's one of my
aging
favorite
yourself.
vines.
You're aging yourself right now.
Vine's not that old. That was like when I was in high school. Maybe when we were in high
You're
school.
aging yourself.
You know, we already told everybody we were 24 in the 24th episodes.
We
So
did?
yeah,
I don't remember
I
that.
thought so. I thought so. Like, that's why we did it. Because we're like, it was Kathy, we're all 24. And so we're like, 24th episode.
Oh
Remember that?
nope.
Oh, okay.
I have a horrible memory.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so apparently in Wisconsin, there's a legendary rolled. No, okay.
Rolled? What the hot roll?
I had hot rolls and road mixed up in my brain. It scrambled into that. Okay, let's start
Oh
over.
Lord.
All right.
We're coming in hot.
We're starting off great. All right. So, near the town of Seymour, Wisconsin, there's a road called Chicken Alley, where apparently there's the road's called Chicken Alley, and apparently there's a legend that if you drive through there, you see chickens, and like
Cute.
people, yeah, but people say like you hit them, like they run out in front of you, or like they're standing there and you accidentally hit them with your car. You get out and there's no chickens. So, yep. And apparently there's also like in the same area, if you get out and like yell or something like that, there's like an old guy that's supposed to tell you to stop.
Wait, what?
So the dare is to stand like in Chicken Alley in the middle of the road or at the intersection,
Okay.
and like see if a disembodied voice yells at you to get out of the road.
What?
So apparently there's ghost chickens and a voice that tells you to get out of the intersection. Yeah. I have to put this on Instagram. There's some photos that someone went out there and took, and apparently it's like if you guys watch or like know any like shows of like ghost hunting and stuff, usually when you catch like what they call an orb of light, it's like it
It's
doesn't look
supposed to
like
be
a
a
bug, but
ghost,
it's
right?
supposed to be like a ghost or a spirit or something, but it's like a little ball of light that goes in front of the camera. So this article that I found, it was like a husband and wife, they went out to this Chicken Alley and they took photos in the intersection, and they found like a whole bunch of these orbs, but like you can tell that they're not bugs, but it's like people always wonder too, like if it's dust or something in your
Yeah,
camera,
isn't it
or like
just dust on the camera?
I don't know, because it's different in every photo, but it could be. But yeah, so there's a bunch of these orbs. That's what people think are the chicken spirits.
Wait, how do they know it's a
Oh.
chicken spirit? Why wouldn't it just be like a
random spirit?
Yeah.
Well, because they say like when you're driving, you see these chickens that disappear when you get out of the car. So that's why they call them phantom chickens, because they're supposed to be on the road, and then you accidentally hit them and you get out of your car. Like people have gotten out of their cars to check and be like to see if the chicken's okay, and it's not there anymore. So disappearing chickens.
I'm trying to think of like why did the chicken cross the road joke that would involve ghost chickens, but
Ghost chickens.
I can't think of one.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To cross over to the other side. Ba-dum-ching.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, thank you.
Ghost chickens.
Ghost chickens, now at KFC.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Yeah, would they haunt like a KFC?
I wonder.
Would they haunt Colonel Sanders?
That's kind of creepy, actually, if you think about it. If you go to like a place where like they process chickens, and like, oh, that make more sense than a random road called Chicken Alley.
What? That's such a weird chicken alley.
Huh? I don't know.
So who's the disemboweled or dismembered old man that yells at you to get out of the road?
I don't think they really say. I think they just say it's just like you just hear somebody yell at you, like there's no one around, and somebody yells at you to get out of the road. So I don't really know.
That would be so freaky, though. Especially like at night. So
if it's dark and like in the middle of the night, yeah, no.
Nope.
That's why I hate like looking outside at night and being outside. Like if the moon's out, like if I can see around me, it's fine. But if like it's dark outside, I can't stand it. That's why I can't look outside my windows at night, because I'm always afraid of something looking back at me.
A phantom chicken?
Yeah. No, phantom chickens, dang it.
Especially a phantom chicken. So is it like a chicken, like an animal chicken?
Yeah.
With like, okay. So it's not
like
just
chicken,
like a
farm
okay.
chicken.
All right, I don't know if it was just like a chicken drummy or chicken wings or
just floating chicken
rotisserie chicken. A rotisserie chicken?
And you're just like driving, and all of a sudden, rotisserie chickens, stop! And then you just hit a bunch of chickens.
It's a bunch of like phantom chicken drummies. That'd be weird. Do you think there's like, have you ever heard of ghost food? Like, is there ghost food?
Ghost food.
I mean, there's like, ghost chickens, there's ghosts, but is there ghost food?
How? You mean like when you eat it, like there's a ghost of it?
Like, would it be like a mirage? Like, let's just say.
Oh, like what a ghost eats, you mean?
Yeah. Like if you went to like a haunted mansion, you're walking around, and then you see like a dining room, there's like a turkey or some mashed potatoes or spaghetti.
I think.
And then you look back again, there's no spaghetti. Is there such thing as ghost food?
I think so. I think I've heard of like accounts of like, because some people claim like they've gotten, there's like time warps, like where you kind of briefly see like what used to be there. Like people go into like these old places like where there's a lot of energy left, and people see like a scene of what something used to be. So I think that
maybe like a Christmas dinner.
Yeah, maybe.
So see some ghost figgy pudding. Okay.
The figgy pudding. Yes. But I've heard of like accounts of, especially like at like Civil War museums and stuff, like the hospitals. I've heard of
that'd be horrible. Nope.
Yeah. Like people walk through and like they see or hear like scenes just briefly, and they close their eyes, like blink, and is gone. But there's so much energy left in those places that some people will say that they've seen like that time again. I don't know.
Well, that's freaky.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, if like things like that can come, like you can see that, I'm sure you can see figgy pudding.
Phantom figgy pudding. Well, if any of you guys have ever seen some ghost food, please email us in. I want to hear about it.
Yes, please. Oh, that'd be so interesting.
A phantom pizza.
A Domino's closes, and like 20 years later, someone walks in. Where's that pizza? Why do I smell melted cheese?
Ew, why is that the first thing that you think of?
Well, like when you think of pizza, it's like crust and melted cheese, right? Like you smell the cheese and like the sauce and then the
I guess. I guess I just say, "Oh, I smell pizza."
okay.
I think I
Yeah.
just instead
Fair
of I'm
enough.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I smell melted." Specifically, I smell melted cheese.
So, yeah, I guess. Yeah, pizza, cooked pizza. Yeah. Or it could be like another thing, like you're like a mirage. You're wandering around the desert, like people see food,
They see water, like
see
a
water. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hmm. Should we talk about some giants in Wisconsin?
Yeah, let's do some giants in Wisconsin. Okay, so newspapers reported bizarre discoveries inside Native American burial mounds, giant skeletons. So some of these skeletons had like elongated skulls, six
Oh,
fingers on each hand, and multiple rows of teeth. So
okay. The
yeah,
six finger thing isn't that uncommon though,
that's
because
not that uncommon because the inbreeding. So
yeah.
yeah, but it's just like, are they remains of a unknown race of people, or is it just clickbait? So, around the turn of the century, so this is the early 1900s, human skeletons measuring unnatural heights were being unearthed all over America and often from burial mounds of unknown people. We call them effigy mound builders. So, Wisconsin specifically has yielded, meaning like we found many unique and significant clues to the giant skeleton mystery. This may be due to the numerous animal effigy mounds all across the state, as well as a large population of Middle Mississippian. That's a fun word, Mississippian.
Mississippian. That is kind of fun to say.
Yep. So a population of Middle Mississippian mound builders who flourished in the area for 400 years before they vanished. Mississippian. I guess yeah, that's what you call someone from Mississippi.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, so a good example of like the mounds I'm talking about in Wisconsin is the Aztalan, and that is the Wisconsin city of the mound builders. The
Oh,
Aztalan is the remnants of a city built around a large central mound, and it was discovered near Madison, which is the capital of Wisconsin, and it was discovered in 1835. The city, again, Aztalan, that's spelled Aztalan. It was believed to be active from 900 to 1300, and is possibly serving as a northern outpost for the much larger city of, I'm gonna butcher this, but I don't care. K with Cahokia? Kako. How do you think you say it, Katrina?
uh,
It's C-A,
Cahokia,
yeah,
Cahokia,
Cahokia. It's
maybe
Caho, and it's Kia, like the car.
KIA. Yep.
Whatever. So that place is in present day Illinois, and I remember learning about
Okay.
this place, the huge mound, the city of the mound people or whatever. That's in Illinois, and maybe it was middle school or high school.
I remember
We
learning about like the burial mounds, but I don't
hmm
remember learning about the cities.
Oh,
That's
it's
interesting.
pretty cool.
Huh. It
hmm
sounds cool.
hmm Most of the Aztalan mounds, they were destroyed in the late 1800s, and whatever relics to be found they were taken by treasure hunters or like grave
Oh,
robbers and stuff.
yeah.
One disturbed mound was found to contain the remains of a young female who's now dubbed the Princess of Aztalan, and she was found to have a slight deformation in her spinal column, and
Okay.
that which may have caused her to be more highly regarded. So the people saw her as like a god or goddess.
So you mean like it was like a scoliosis kind of a thing? Like she had like a
Probably, yeah.
interesting.
And
Okay.
because she was wrapped when they found her, whatever her remains, she was wrapped in the belts of seashells.
Oh,
And some of these seashells they came from the Gulf of Mexico.
that's impressive, especially since they're in Illinois. Like,
This one
oh,
is
this
we're
is
talking about Aztalan, so this is by Madison, Wisconsin.
okay, but
Mhm.
still though, like that's crazy far. That's cool.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wow.
This is now it's a state park, so if you guys want to go check it out, if you're by Madison, Wisconsin and need like a trip, I
Yeah.
check it out. So the Aslan princess, she's not a giant, but we're gonna get into some more stuff about why we're talking about this. She was of average height, and the princess is one of only a few burials discovered in the area, which include a headless male and 5 cremated remains. So that's probably just like sacrificial people, sacrifices.
Yeah, probably.
There are rumors of a giant skeleton unearthed in the area, but there isn't any proof or articles, just rumors.
Okay.
But though she's not a giant, the Aztalan princess is unique among the Wisconsin bound mound burials. Just like a unique find. Interesting. Then we're gonna move on to some other giants. So they found giants like skeletons allegedly in Minnesota, the Dakotas, and Illinois and Wisconsin. But they found about 18. So
Oh wow. Okay.
allegedly.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Maple Creek giant. So this is from a New York Times article that was published on December 20th in 1897, and it reported the discovery of a giant human skeleton in the largest of 3 recently discovered mounds in Maple Creek, Wisconsin. So there's mounds all over the place in Wisconsin. So the article states the skeleton measures over 9 feet from head to foot, and the skull was, quote, as large as a half bushel measure, end quote. I don't know what the heck that means,
Let me look
but
that up.
it's some
farmers
old time.
probably know.
The farmers probably know, but I'm not a farmer. So tempered copper rods and other relics were found with the bones. So they said in the article that the 2 remaining mounds were to be excavated soon, and they were excavated, but like they didn't publish what happened or what they found. So, and I'll get into more of like why there's no like the conspiracy around the whole. Because there's conspiracies like the Smithsonian and other archaeologists have like done a cover up, like a huge cover up of these giant skeletons.
Okay. I found the what the half bushel is supposed to measure. It said a half bushel size is equivalent to about 4 gallons of bulk dry goods and measures 12.5 inches by 14 inches by 9 and 5/8 inches on the inside, offering plenty of space for your materials. So about 12 by 14.
Why just say that?
I read the Google answer. So
Yeah, it's just like, why not just say that?
what's the average human skull?
I don't know.
Let's see. The average human skull is okay. So it says men's skulls on average are front to back about 6.7 inches, and for women 6.9 inches. So it's almost double.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had huge heads.
Well, if they're 9 feet tall, I suppose. Yeah. Huh.
Okay. Yep. So let's get into this one. This next like story is about the Lake Delavan giants. So May 4th, 1912. This was an article from the New York Times. They reported what might be one of the strangest giant skeleton discoveries of all time. An excavation of one large mound on Lake Fawn Farm. That's fun to say. Lake Fawn Farm near Lake Delavan revealed the skeletal remains of 18 individuals measuring between 7.5 and 10 feet. And it's Heatherto, so Hitherto. Unknown race of men were found to have 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, as well as double rows of teeth in their large, elongated skulls. So again, with the elongated skulls. And this is more from the article. Quote, from directly over the eye sockets, end quote, the article states, the head slopes straight back and the nasal bones protrude far above the cheekbones. The jawbones are long and pointed, and they are bearing a minute resemblance to the head of a monkey, and the teeth in the front of the jaw are regular molars, end quote. It goes on to say the other remains, presumably of women, were found with smaller heads but similar characteristics, and the remains were found embedded in charcoal and covered with layers of baked clay to shed water from the tomb or the place where they were buried.
Okay. Huh. I'm kind of wondering, like, the more, like, you said it was kind of like a kind of like monkey features. I'm kind of wondering if this is like a Bigfoot. I know like Bigfoot's considered a cryptid and stuff, but like you kind of wonder because they're supposed to be very tall, like 10 feet tall,
Mhm.
and they have like I don't know, I guess how many fingers they're supposed to have, but they're they're like human apes. So I'm kind of wondering if this maybe is if it is true, like if this is an actual skeleton of
I mean,
a
or is it a
Bigfoot creature.
hoax?
It could be a hoax,
Is it
yeah.
to make money? Like the Hauted was just a hoax to make
Yeah.
money, is like sideshow.
Yeah. Yep. So is there any like actual like evidence besides just like hearsay that they found these things? Is there like any like scholar like images or because I know there's been a lot of fake ones going around recently, like giant human like skeletons that people have confirmed to be fake. But
So the dig site at the Lake Delavan was overseen by Beloit College. I believe I'm saying it right.
okay,
Beloit College.
okay,
And it included more than 200 effigy mounds that proved to be the classic examples of 8th century woodland culture.
oh wow, okay,
But the enormous size of skeletons and elongated skulls found in May of 1912 did not fit neatly into anyone like their concept of what the standard for what humans are supposed to look like.
okay.
So that's all I could really find. Otherwise,
Hmm.
no.
At least in my mind, I kind of see that more as like a Bigfoot kind of skeleton thing. Because I remember when we were talking about like the skunk ape and stuff, like Native Americans were scared of these giant ape like beings that would like they said that they'd come and take their kids and like they could attack them and stuff. So I don't know. There's lots of cave drawings from way back when of Bigfoot like creatures.
hmm
So I wonder if this could have been
I mean, if there were
maybe
actually
that.
like, pictures or,
Yeah, yeah.
the Smithsonian or some sort of, I don't want to say reliable source, but reliable source
The
came out with.
Smithsonian's pretty reliable, at least
Yeah, in
as far as we
America.
know.
Yep.
But yeah,
But there's a prevailing scholarly consensus that we have a and like we have an addict like we know how people lived in North America during this period, and the anomalies at Lake Delavan, suggest otherwise, and other findings of giants suggest otherwise as to what the consensus is.
hmm.
So yeah, like, is there a cover up? We don't know. Like, why aren't there public displays of giants, skeletons in museums?
That is the thing too. Is like if you found something like this, wouldn't you want it to either be shown so like, we could learn more about our like history, or maybe they're trying to keep it a secret because they didn't want to sprout like whole other like ways of like being like, oh, we were wrong about this area, this time period, like in this area.
hmm
I don't know.
But I mean, you can see the skeleton of that princess of Aztalan
Mhm.
at the state park, but the
Okay.
other she's normal sized. Remember?
Yeah, she's not one of the giants,
hmm
so but that's still cool though. That'd be cool to go
Yep. But
see.
according to some sources, like conspiracy theorists, the skeletons of giants they've been covered up. Specifically, the Smithsonian Institute has been accused of making like a deliberate effort to hide the bones and the
Mhm.
skeletons, like destroying evidence and locking them away.
Were they involved with the excavation and stuff? Or
I mean, they would be, yeah.
oh, okay. It's just kind of they would have had to been. You mean for that?
Yeah, like they'd
Oh,
have like
okay.
the top archaeologists, and if
That's
that's like
true.
a important archaeological find, they would be involved. So
That's true.
this is like a quote of Vine Deloriette, a Native American author and professor of law. So modern day archaeology and anthropology have nearly sealed the door on our imaginations, broadly interpreting the North American past as devoid of anything unusual in the way of great cultures characterized by a people of unusual demeanor. The great interloper of ancient burial grounds, the 19th century Smithsonian Institution, created a one way portal through which uncounted bones have been spirited. This door and the contents of its vaults are virtually sealed off to anyone but government officials. Among these bones may lay answers not even sought by these officials concerning the deep past. So basically, yeah, like
they could be hiding something, but no one would ever know.
Yep.
Kind of. I mean, I guess that does make sense. Like if they had like a certain way that they understand history, they don't want to mess that up, or like all of a sudden like, oh, this is wrong. Like they don't want to be
I
wrong.
guess so, but it seemed, it's. I mean, there's so much unknown already that they
Yeah,
admit to not knowing. So why would
that's
the
true.
giant skeletons,
Be not
not talked about? Mhm.
That's true. Interesting. Okay.
That's all I got.
Should we get into the vampire of Mineral Point, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrible name for a vampire.
I don't think he chose his name. It's
Like,
not like
if I know, but like if you think of a vampire, it's like Dracula, Transylvania, something maybe of London, like a major city vampire. But no, it's Mineral Point, Wisconsin.
yeah, that's true.
I guess they go if the vampires exist. I guess they would go everywhere.
Would they though?
I think so.
I suppose, yeah. All right. Well, so this vampire decided to settle down in Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Yeah. So apparently, this vampire first showed up in 1981. I guess there's no real like way to tell like if this started before then or not. But this is the first written down event or run in with this vampire. So it says that witnesses reports indicate that at least 3 real life vampire sightings between 1981 and 2008. So the first account of this of running into the vampire began on a snowy night in 1981. After receiving multiple reports of someone that looked suspiciously like a vampire, was like pale and thin, was hunting in a Graceland cemetery, the officer John Pepper decided to go investigate. And he basically was like going there to say like, okay, just to kind of see what's going on, to kind of like ease like anxieties and stuff of the residents that reported this guy there. So reportedly he spotted the vampire, and the vampire started to run, and Officer Pepper chased after him, but the vampire hopped the fence and got away. However, when the officer got to the fence, he couldn't see the alleged vampire anymore, and he realized on the other side of this fence, like in the cemetery, the vampire apparently left prints, and he could see like exactly where he was running. He jumped the fence, and all of a sudden, no more prints. And this fence was 6 feet tall, so it wasn't like an easy like little ledge, like little.
Yeah, you can't really hop that.
Yeah, so it's like it was a pretty intense jump. Yeah, so apparently there was snowy footprints on one side of the fence, and as soon as he jumped the 6-foot fence, there was nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so then they were forced to basically, because they couldn't find them, they didn't know what happened, so they basically were forced to drop it. And then apparently nothing else happened for 23 years until 2004. Apparently, several witnesses again claimed that a creepy-looking man attacked people residing in a nearby apartment by jumping at them from a tall tree. So then again, police officers were sent out to see what was going on. When they arrived, they saw this man who fit the description, but then kind of like apparently, I don't know if it was the same officer or if they just if they got the officer's account and he wrote down like what he thought he saw, like what he looked like. Apparently, this guy in 2004 looked like the same guy Officer Pepper chased down in 1981.
So the same pale. What is the? I like it that they called the cops like he looks like a vampire.
Yeah, it's a pale guy in the cemetery. He's looking creepy and pale. Go get him.
He looks like a vampire. Yeah.
He looks like a vampire. Yep. So again, in 2004, the vampire ran away from the officers, and he seemed to seemingly fly.
Oh, fly now. Okay.
He seemingly flew over a 10-foot wall. Yep. And again, there was no more footprints on the other side of this wall.
The wall? Okay.
Yep. And 4 years later, so nothing happened between 2004 and 2008. Then 2008, he said that this supposed vampire chose to stalk victims in a more subtle location. Apparently, a couple was fishing, and they heard someone coming up behind them, and then the couple turned around, and they saw this guy climb up from under the jetty, and as soon as they saw him, they ran away because obviously. He was like
Well,
trying to go
yeah,
to
I
their
mean, if
car.
somebody
Like,
runs after,
someone's
I mean,
running.
if a stranger, you know, starts chasing you, the smart thing would be is to
You're
run
gonna run.
away.
Yeah. Yep. So apparently, the guy, one of the fishermen, Brandon Hines, he tried to defend himself and his girlfriend by throwing a flashlight at the oncoming vampire.
What?
Yep. So then the couple fled to their car, and they basically drove away. And then I guess in their account they said like they got to the car just before the vampire got to them or something like that. So like they just barely got away. And so when
What?
so when police were called to come and investigate this scene, they said that Brandon Hines and his girlfriend Jamie Marker reported their run-in with the town's scariest resident. So it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like a local legend that this pale, like human, this pale man
There's
has been
this
like
is so
terrorizing
stupid.
people.
There's pale people everywhere.
True, yeah.
Oh my gosh, poor pale people. They're getting freaking.
Oh, so I guess when they went back to investigate the scene, all the fishing gear was still there, but the flashlight was gone. So the vampire took the flashlight. Yeah.
I just feel like this is like
It's
propaganda to hate pale people. It's like get a tan,
get
get a tan, and we won't call the cops on you and say you're a vampire.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of confused. I guess like besides being pale, they didn't say like that anyone was ever bitten by this person. Like they say he did drop out of trees and tried to attack people, but they
That's
never say
freaky. Like that.
that.
See,
Yeah,
this is
this
something that you
that's
call the
weird.
cops and you say, yeah. So this guy like jumped from a tree and tried to attack me, but instead you're like, this guy's really pale. Arrest him.
Oh no, I'd be arrested. I'm very pale.
You would be like, so there's this
Very pale.
this really tall, pale vampire.
I'm
Like,
also a
whoa,
redhead, so
yep.
like that wouldn't help
Oh
either.
my gosh, yeah,
I-
you really would.
I would not be doing so hot.
Nope.
Apparently, also in this town of Mineral Point, in 1870, the town had their, I guess it was the most populated in 1870 with 3,275 people. Apparently shortly after that, people started moving out. Apparently, people were complaining about a phantom,
Hmm.
but there wasn't really any proof. I guess it was just kind of, there was like a house nearby that was very haunted. Apparently, we'll have to do a separate episode about that, called the Walker House, which is supposedly,
Oh, I've heard of that.
yeah, where supposedly anybody that lives there either dies or has something very unfortunate happen to them. So that's probably why they started moving out. But so there's a lot of weird stuff happening around this town. So pale people being charged as a vampire, a house that seems to plot revenge. I think that house is actually built on a burial ground, if I remember correctly.
Then it would, then that'd be haunted.
So makes sense. But yeah, so apparently they complained about paranormal activity, and so by 1980, there's only about 1,000 people left in the town. So in Mineral Point.
Okay.
So it went down from, so within about 100 years, 110 years, it went from just over 3,000 down to 1,000.
That's not like shocking or anything to me. Like businesses come, like, businesses come and go, so.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like if you live near like a mine town or something, like,
yep,
once everything goes, yeah, that's true.
Yep. That's normal.
Yeah.
What's not normal is calling the cops on a pale person.
That poor pale person.
That poor pale
But I mean,
person.
if you're getting chased from like a person that jumped out from under a bridge and like started chasing at you, yeah, he'd call the cops.
Yeah, then you would. But I just like that it was like, come quick, please. A pale person, please.
He's acting creepy in a cemetery.
They're probably a vampire. They're pale.
Yeah. And thus was the tale of Mineral Point Vampire.
Whoop whoop.
I feel like we should give him a more fitting name.
I like it. No, I think it's funny.
No.
I just like to think that he retired. He was from like Transylvania, and he retired to Mineral Point, Wisconsin, to try and live a nice life. And then the people kept calling the cops on him for being pale.
Yeah, he's just like, I just can't get a break. I can't sit out and tan. I can't drink blood. What can I do? He just sits dormant for 23 years and then jumps out of trees and tries to attack people.
He got a free flashlight out of it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a good story, Katrina. Thank you for that one.
Oh, ghost chickens, giants, and Minnow Point vampires.
Yep. And
Pale people.
Pale people. That's it.
Pale people.
We'll have we'll have pictures and stuff on Instagram for people to look at.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Anything else for this episode?
I think that's it.
Yep. Just like, subscribe, and share.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
This was our 30th episode.
30th episode.
Oh my
It's kind of
gosh.
weird. It's like it feels like a lot, but it's not a lot. But it is a lot, right? I don't know. I
You
have like
said,
mixed feelings.
you said a lot and nothing.
I said a lot of nothing. Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you think about it, it's like 30 episodes. Like that's a lot for a show, but
I mean, it's a lot of commitment and time, and we just want to say thank
That's
you
true.
to everyone that's listened,
Yeah.
and we appreciate every single one of you.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing it with your friends. I think we've gained followers actually.
Yep.
A few followers.
Keep going. FWP
Yeah.
to the moon.
We're trying to build a rocket so we can get up to the moon.
Yeah, we're trying to compete with Elon and Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Would you want to go to space? Would you
No.
want to go
Nope,
float around?
nope. Nope. I don't even like elevators. Do you think I could handle space?
Really?
Nope.
You don't like
Elevator-
elevators?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Do you walk up the 30 flights of stairs then? If you
What?
go to like the Empire State Building.
Now we just close my eyes and then hold Mr. Kinder's hand.
Oh.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
So I could not handle space.
Apparently, I heard that there was supposed to be like a space elevator that was supposed to be being created, and I was
That's
like,
such a fake. That's fake, Katrina.
like,
There's no
how do
way.
you-
There's not enough materials on this planet to make something like that.
that's true. That's
Did
fair.
you see that like on an episode of like SpongeBob or something?
No, I thought it was just like a few years ago.
No,
A bunch of like
that's not
billionaires are
possible.
talking
That's
about
not
it.
possible. There's not
Let
enough
me look it up.
materials on the planet. No. You, I don't. Nope.
Space elevator is supposed to.
Oh my lord.
A space elevator is a proposed type of planet-to-space transportation system. The main component would be a cable anchored to the surface of the Earth, extending into space. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
knew like it was a
Yep.
concept. It was a concept.
It was on the Jetsons.
Like it was an actual like thing that was.
No.
What year was that? Yes, it was. I'm
No.
not entirely nuts.
No, this is
I'm not-
insane.
This has been a concept since the early, like, what is it? Early, like the late 1800s.
This is insane.
They still talk about it. Like,
No.
yeah, in 2019.
Oh my lord.
According to Wikipedia. Wikipedia's never wrong.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you.
I know how people at NASA felt when Bill Gates came to them and was like, "I want to shoot a cloud of dust at the sun."
Wait.
And they were
That
and
happened.
NASA was like, "What? You want to do what?" He's like, "I want to shoot a cloud of dust at the sun." They said, "What?
Why?
Like, what are you on? Like, why? Like, get out of town. You're crazy. Crazy pills."
Why dust?
Have you never
I
heard
didn't
this?
know.
You've never
I've-
heard this?
No, I've never heard about
He
this.
had some sort of theory that if he shot a cloud of dust at the sun, it would help
Mhm.
prevent climate change and a greenhouse gas effect. But NASA was, and everybody, I mean, NASA was like, put your thinking cap on, and
Do you know what the sun
so, like, you don't know what the consequences of this are. You're insane.
Oh.
No, you can't do this. But can you imagine having that much money to be basically a James Bond villain where you can
Oh.
you can wake up and have the idea like, today I'm gonna shoot a cloud of dust at the sun. Like, he is a Bond villain. He's a
sounds
super
like it.
villain.
It sounds like it.
He also tried to go to Sweden to their research
Okay.
something and try and get the same
Oh.
thing, to do the same exact thing, but they said They said no.
I thought he just meant he was trying to travel to Sweden. I was like, why couldn't he go to Sweden? Was
Oh,
he banned
no,
from
no,
Sweden?
no, sorry, no. He took the same.
That's okay.
He said he took the same proposal to Sweden to shoot the cloud of dust at the sun, and Sweden, of course, said,
No.
"Are you stupid? No."
No. No, that's not how the sun works. How much dust are we talking? Are we talking like a baseball field full of dust? Are we
I
talking
don't
like
know.
a volcano of dust?
Probably an enormous, crazy amount of dust. But it's all just it's whatever. My point is,
Even the
it's
smartest
insane.
man on some of the smartest people on earth can have wacky ideas.
Idiotic ideas. No,
You
my
said it,
point
not
is
me.
that he has enough money to actually do this.
Be a Bond villain, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen like the I think Bo Burnham's song? People making like edits of it of like Jeff Bezos as like a super villain.
Oh, he is a supervillain. He's Dr.
Yeah,
Evil from Austin Powers.
he is.
Mhm.
He is. He looks like it. Yeah, and he sounds. Have you listened? Someone made a compilation of his laugh, how it changed within like the
His
last like.
laugh, Jeff. Okay, everybody, right now, go on like YouTube, search Jeff Bezos laugh. It is insane. It sounds like he is a serial killer. It's a psychopath laugh. It sounds
Yeah,
like he hunts people, like in that book, The Most Dangerous Game. Did you have to read that story for middle school?
middle school. You read that in middle school? I think we read it
Yeah,
in high school,
I read
not
it in
middle
middle
school.
school. Yeah. Anyway, if about
Okay,
this island of rich people that hunt people because they're
it's
bored.
messed up. It's really messed up.
Anyway, but Jeff Bezos' laugh sounds like he hunts people. Like that's the last thing that you hear. You hear his laugh as he shoots you.
Oh, honestly though, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if million billionaires had enough money to make a secret island where that
I mean,
like
well, they
came true.
had a secret island. It was called Jeffrey Epstein's Island.
What?
But they didn't shoot people. They did other horrible things to young women.
Oh, I don't think I heard about that either. I don't.
Well, you are very lucky, and I don't want to give you nightmares, so I won't say anything about it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening to another Foolish Wanderers podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed our little rant and a kind of creepy turn.
We talked about vampires and giants and chickens and a disembodied man that said, "Get out of the street." And then all of a sudden now you're like something that's actually that happened with Jeffrey Epstein's like, disgusting little diddler island, and you're like,
Oh,
it's nasty. The whole thing
that is
was
nasty.
nasty.
We didn't talk about like murder or anything, though.
But the chickens were murdered.
Chickens. I thought you'd be happy because you hate chickens.
I do, but they were still murdered.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's how you get your chicken nuggets.
That's true.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed another Foolish Wanderers podcast. Hope you tune into the next one. We're actually going to take a little bit of a. We're going to do a little bit of a throwback to our McDonald's days from our first episodes. Because next week I'm going to be gone, so Kendra's going to have a rant about her McDonald's Coca-Cola preferences.
Yeah, we're gonna have a mini-sode about why McDonald's Coke is superior to all other Cokes.
Yes.
It's actually
Okay.
really interesting. There's a lot of engineering that goes into it.
Yeah, Kendra
So-
did a lot of research.
I did a lot of research for that. Way more than I do for any other episode, so you better tune in.
You know she's passionate about it when she has her research.
You know, I had articles, I had sources
man.
lined up. So tune in, it's funny.
Yes. All right, guys. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.